There we go, and now my audio is working all around. Welcome everybody to Concordia University's white team versus the Bethel Wildcats. Last week we ended up playing Bethel Pilots. So this week we'll be playing the Wildcats as a totally different team, so not to be confused with what we did last week. So, welcome as Concordia Whites taking them on here. And we'll get things started. Concordia University White will be on the orange team with the Bethel Wildcats being blue. On the side of Concordia University, we have George Binks, Vuelomeister, and E-Man Football. And so Spiny HS will score first on the side of the Bethel Wildcats. Hitting that there as no one from Concordia was in a good position to take that goal away from them. So it'll be 1-0 here. Just getting into this game. Squilly is going to miss that one early, and there's going to be another miss, and George Banks is going to find a score. As two members out of Bethel miss this. You see Spidey go up, but he just can't touch it, and so it bounces right in front of the goal for George to smack it in there. As we get things going on the next kickoff. The one by Squidly there. And they'll go for it. That'll be two touching it out of CUNE. E-Man Football to knock it over Spidey, but he'll jump up and get there in time. Spiny, my gosh, these names are going to drive me nuts. Takes it there as E-Man Football. Dribbles it up. Tries to juke one. George unable to get to that. Vuelomeister comes up to hit it. Squilly goes up, and E-Man Football has to save it as George misses it, going up high. Vuelomeister knocking it up and over nicely, waiting for the bounce, and almost gets it. Spiny just able to get in front of that and save. E-Man Football, 50-50s there, sends it across to Spidey. Finds it off the wall. Squilly to hit it over. E-Man Football knocks it straight. George knocking it trade onto the goal. Oh, it's just going to be off to the side. Ooh, but there's Vuelomeister able to sneak that in right over the top of the defender. You can see George here knocks it, gets it so close. And Vuelo knocking it off the floor there, and the bounce goes too high. The defender wasn't able to get there in time. Next kickoff here as CUNE White up 2-1 at the moment. George contesting there in the corner. The ball is going to go back into the corner from Spiny. Vuelomeister is back. He'll knock that towards center. Spidey knocking it over towards the corner. George and E-Man there to chase it out as the Bethel team goes back into defensive mode. Vuelomeister knocking that. Spidey, though, takes it out of midfield, knocking it straight over. Here's the center as Spiny is going to have to try and find it, but he's not able to get a good touch. He'll just knock it over to the corner. Spidey goes up, knocking it. That'll make it go center, but George is there. Spiny takes it there. He gets a shot on goal credit. Vuelo will knock that smartly out of the way, getting the save. E-Man Football goes up, 50-50, knocks it to the corner. George takes it up over one defender, and it gets past a second, and he's able to take it straight into the goal. You watch here as he gets a really nice touch up and over, and Spidey isn't able to find the right angle to knock that towards the corner. So when it bounces, it comes right back into the vision for George, and he'll knock it in. Next kickoff here as we got Concordia up right now by 2 points, and that's going to be some weird double commits coming out of Concordia. Gets knocked up high enough. It'll get head out of the way. E-Man Football now to take it. So let it go into the corner. Spidey goes up, knocks it towards the corner, bounces it off his car a few times, but he can't get the angle to knock it center. Vuelomeister knocking that towards the blue team side. Squidly goes up. That's a really good touch out of him, but Vuelo is going to get the save on goal there. E-Man Football to block that one, and E-Man Football with nobody towards the goal open net. He gets a nice touch to knock it further, and you can see here, open net, as he touches it there, and Squidly just gets a bad touch on it and is not able to save it. beautifully done so far by Concordia White as they're up 4-1 here in the first game. That touch goes heavily awry, actually, as it almost goes just straight in. Spidey now able to get there. He'll knock it up over towards midfield. Vuelomeister gets a demo. Makes it the 2v3 for a little bit. Spidey goes up, tries some fancy stuff, but he isn't able to redirect it towards the goal. Will they there? Yes, they will. Spiny able to find one finally there on the side of the Bethel Wildcats. Comes up and over. Nobody from Concordia able to get up there as they're all behind the ball. And knocks it in with 30 seconds to go. It is 4-2. Still an opportunity for the side of the Wildcats. And this is just the first game of a best of 5, so there's still a very good opportunity for them. Vuelomeister going up and over, though. E-Man football in position. George to hit that. Spidey knocks it back towards the other corner. Opportunity there almost by Concordia to get that. E-Man goes up, and he'll miss that there. 6 seconds left. George knocking that high and towards midfield. And it'll hit the ground, which means that Concordia White will take game 1 here in the series against the Wildcats. 4-2. Impressive score so far. We'll see if the Bulldogs are able to keep up the pace. And now we head in here into game 2, as I'll update the overlay to show Concordia having the 1 lead. But yeah, game 2 now for Concordia versus the Bethel Wildcats. As first game, Concordia was able to keep some pretty good pressure on that end of the field. And Bethel Wildcats unable to get anything, but they will score early here. Squilly will find that one. Spiny knocks it center there. Spidey missing the first go, but Spidey will get a good bump onto Vuelomeister, which is what helped to really secure that goal for him there. Early score here, but we'll see, as they had the early score on Concordia the first time. Vuelomeister putting another shot on goal there. E-Man getting a nice 50-50, but it'll bounce awkwardly out of the corner. Vuelo able to knock that back towards the goal, and he'll actually get another shot on goal for that. So very impressive go there. Spidey goes up, knocks it into the corner. See if he can get this cleared towards the center, but Vuelomeister is there. Spidey and Vuelo knocking it back and forth. George takes it there. E-Man football trying to knock it up, trying to save it there, and Spidey's going to get the goal there. Gets slowed down by the Wildcats right in front of the goal. Spidey takes it there, knocks it, and Spiny takes the goal there just by backing into it. 2-0 with just barely a minute gone in this one. Vuelo winning the kickoff there. Spidey knocking it just about dead even. E-Man football going to take it over for the side of Concordia. That's going to be a really nice hit out of Squilly to clear it. He's going to miss it the second time there, as 3 members of the Wildcats are all there trying to save it. E-Man football isn't able to make anything happen there. Vuelomeister trying to get this first touch to get it out. Won't be able to find that immediately. Squidly goes in, seeing that nobody from Concordia really trying to clear it out of that corner. Spidey takes it up. Ooh, and it stalls like right in front of the goal. And Squilly is going to get another goal for himself. That's 2 for him in this one. Spiny goes up early there. Stops it against the wall, which stalls it out. And then a 3-man commit by Concordia causes them to miss the ball entirely when it gets shot in. So 3-0. 3 minutes, 21 seconds to go. very early scores out of Bethel in this one. George Banks will knock that one down. Goes up and over, just about centered. This one will be dangerously close. As the ball is up and slow. Doesn't entirely go in the direction of center. As it now heads towards midfield. Gets knocked over towards the side. Spidey looking for something there. That's going to be another shot on goal, though. Squilly will find his hat trick in this game. You can see here, he just gets up earlier than George to knock it up, and E-Man can't get up in time to stop it. 4-0 in favor now of the Wildcats. Totally different looking game than what the first one was. On kickoff, Concordia gains the good push there. E-Man football looking for it, but doesn't find anything. As Vuelomeister goes up and will be contested. He'll lose that 50-50. Spidey taking it here. George looking to try and center it for his team. Gets knocked back into the corner. Vuelomeister knocking it up and around. But it'll get cleared out by Bethel. And Bethel with another opportunity as Squilly gets another shot on goal. Won't actually go in, so it'll get saved by E-Man football. Up again and slow in front of the goal, but luckily knocked out of the way by George just in time as Bethel really putting on the pressure now. Keeping it going. Concordia now in possession as they'll take it back there just briefly. George winning the 50-50 there, knocking it over towards Bethel's side. Vuelo trying to soft touch that up and over the defender, isn't able to get that there. Spiney goes up the wall, tries to knock it, won't be able to hit that. Spidey will hit it, and he might get a second touch, but he doesn't get the right angle on it to get the goal. George goes up, 50-50, knocks it out of the corner. E-Man football to follow that there. Spidey to knock it over. Vuelo knocking it into the corner now of the Wildcats. Goes for it there, misses. Squilly now knocks it up over the top of George. E-Man football hitting that one there. Will miss it on the side of Bethel, but that gets knocked back dangerously towards the goal. Vuelo able to knock that up. Spidey redirects. George missing, but Vuelomeister on the backside to save it for him. Moving forward now is Vuelo, as that's going to be Spiney taking away that goal. E-Man football misses the attempt there, and George now trying to do something a little bit slower. Slows it down, but will get contested there. E-Man football knocking it up. Two members of the Wildcats go up for it, and Spidey will go up tall and knock it clear of his team's side. Knocking it down into the goal will be Spiney. Goes up the 50-50. Won by him. He goes up against George here as it gets knocked down into him, and E-Man football almost could have had the save, but wasn't expecting it to get shot down into him that quick. So 36 seconds left, 5-0 in favor right now of the Wildcats. Concordia won the first match, so they are up a game currently, and this will just simply tie up the series with the win here by the Wildcats. But Concordia needing to play a game similar to what they did in the first one, as they haven't done so here, been a little bit more timid, not getting very good touches. Neither has Bethel, though, necessarily. Just been a little bit luckier. That's going to be Spidey demoing E-Man football there, just to make sure that Concordia isn't able to contest much more, and that will be the Wildcats getting the second game here. So we're tied up 1-1 as we go into game 3 of the series. We'll be right back. And here we are now for Game 3 between Concordia University and Bethel Wildcats. First game was a close one. 4-2 was the final score there as Concordia was able to take that one. E-Man football now taking into the corner, but the second game was all Wildcats as they came through hard and were able to get 6 goals against Concordia, playing a completely different game. Vuelomeister gets the demo there onto Spiny, trying to stop their aggression here. Vuelo able to knock it there. Spidey here, sitting in the back, waiting for his opportunity. He'll get one here, goes up, and knocks it right in, right off the backboard. See here as he's just waiting for this ball to get nicely tossed up, and he just gives it a nice little kiss right into the goal. Good score there by Spidey. Next kickoff here is going to be hopefully in a better situation for Concordia. Spidey goes up, gets a decent touch, but not really anyone to follow up. Spiny, though, now following up with a really good touch of his own. Slowing it down is Vuelo, but he's not able to get there as Spidey goes up and over and across the field with it. Now waiting for George Banks to touch as Spiny goes up. Spidey to get a touch, knocks it up over Spidey. But Squilly is going to knock it there, and he'll just knock it over to Spidey, who's going to get another score. Knocks it across the field to Spidey, who was ready for that pass. And Vuelo not able to get up high enough to block that one, unfortunately. 2-0 in favor of the Wildcats as we get going here. Kickoff there, won by Concordia, as Squilly is going to miss the ball completely. And Spiny is going to have to do something about this. He will get it cleared. Ooh, but he gets another touch on it after the attempt from Concordia to clear it further. Squilly able to stop that midfield and just kind of knock it up high towards the Concordia side. As Spiny and Spidey both go up for it there. And George Binks looking for something here. Knocks it over as a sort of pass to E-Man football. And Squilly to knock it there. This is going to be Vuelomeister getting a nice touch on it, but he isn't able to get it sent in the direction of the goal as Spidey knocks it back towards Spiny. Looked like he was going to take it all the way, and then he ends up just kind of giving it a nice little backflip right towards his teammate. And this is going to be E-Man football trying to get the save, but Spidey, another hat trick for him. He goes up and gets this touch just enough to get it under George. And the double commit out of Concordia on that is going to pay, they'll pay for that dearly. So 3-0 right now, just under 3 minutes. E-Man football chasing this into the corner. Vuelomeister finds himself in a bad position and can't reset himself as Spiny is going to get the goal, knocking it over 2 members there of Concordia. He just gets this touch, and George is trying to go after it after seeing the miss by Vuelo and just can't get there in time. 4-0 for the Wildcats. E-Man football going up to contest there. Vuelo tries to get a touch, won't be able to find it. Neither will Spiny on the other side. Squilly, though, knocks it past midfield. As that ball gets centered, as Spidey coming in, had an opportunity there, but was blocked away. Nice touch there by George to make sure it doesn't go just slowly down in front of the goal. E-Man to stop that from centering. It'll get centered here, though, by Spidey. E-Man and George now over in the corner. Spiny gets the contest. Squilly with a nice touch, and he'll knock it right down in there. Spiny knocking it out of the corner and trying to go for it again, but Squilly is going to knock it straight on down in. 2 minutes, and this is looking much like the previous game. 5-0 so far in favor of the Wildcats, who suddenly just have turned around and started playing some Rocket League all of a sudden. Knocked there as Spidey will miss. George getting a nice touch. This is going to be some aggression by the Concordia side. Vuelo touching it there, knocking it into the corner. George was trying to cause some commotion in the goal of Bethel. but wasn't able to find what he wanted. Vuelo going for it now. Tries the 50-50 and loses out on that end of the deal. Ball's going to get touched there. Touched again by Squilly, but he won't be able to knock that on target. It'll just go up and over. Vuelo Meister trying to knock it forward, but Spiney's going to be there to stop it. Spiney knocking it across the front of the goal, but isn't able to get a shot onto it. Ball launched high and far. Spidey tries to go up and stop it, but Vuelo Meister gets a score. 5-1 now. As they need some sort of momentum, and maybe that'll be something, but it might just have to be carried into the next game. So, 5-1, 1 minute left for Game 3 here. Tied up 1-1. George were able to knock that out of mid. And towards this side. Squidly going to try and take this slow. It bounces up high. Tries to go up in the corner for it. Vuelo Meister there. Spidey knocking it over towards the middle. Squidly knocks it. And they'll let it just slide. But that's going to be Spiny. A shot on goal for him. And George Binks now taking it down. Spidey knocks it up. He's going to get a nice touch here, but it's not going to go anywhere as that'll get blocked by Vuelo. George Binks trying to get another touch between him. It'll pinch between him and Spidey. E-Man Football now on the aggression here, but he has no boost, so he's not going to be able to do much. He does get a nice touch there to sort of send it towards midfield, but it's not going to be enough as his teammate wasn't in position quickly to find it. Ball goes up and over towards midfield, now onto the side of Bethel, but this is going to be the end of the line here. Unless Concordia finds maybe one more goal, but it won't be that way, it seems, as that'll be Game 3 going over towards the Wildcats. So we have Game 4 coming up right now in favor of the Wildcats, who hold it 2-1. Here we are now for Game 4, in favor right now of Bethel University. As we get started here, George trying to get back as Vuelo Meister goes through on that save. George now getting a save as Squilly gets a shot on goal. Ball goes up and across. Gonna get stalled out here in the middle. Vuelo has an opportunity, but Spiny gonna knock that out and away. That's going to be George trying to go up for it, and instead he'll actually just find a demo onto Spiny. And now George trying to clear it out of the corner here where Spidey has it and is knocking it over towards midfield. Driving backwards is George to knock it out of that corner. Squilly going to miss that one. Vuelo Meister also going to miss, though, too. And that's going to be a demo going through onto E-Man Football. George able to knock that over and get the save. Much needed there by Concordia. Spidey is up. Vuelo Meister is up. George Binks knocking that there, but it's just a slow ball getting knocked out. And so Squilly able to easily hop up and knock that one in. George with a not very strong clear there, so Squilly's able to just knock it nicely over, and a double commit too out of Concordia, leaving the goal wide open behind. It's just 1-0 here to get things started, so George will win this kickoff. Goes up on the wall, gets a nice touch. Spidey, though, going to knock that out clean. Vuelo knocks it up and over a couple members. And he's going to miss this one, but in the back is George who's able to find a nice touch and get that saved. Giorgio goes up, and that's a shot on goal, and it's going to be in. Beautifully done by Giorgio, and he just gets enough of it, and the defender is unable to knock it out of the way. Spidey just there in time, but just wasn't able to get the right angle on it to send it out away. 1-1 so far. E-Man Football winning that kickoff. He'll go into the corner. Takes this corner boost, knocks it up and down there. Spidey knocking it out. Giorgio knocks it up and high, as that's going to be a miss out of two members of Concordia. That's a wide open goal on the wide open nets for him so far. Spiney not able to do anything with it. Squilly, though, might be able to, as he plays back and forth a little bit with Giorgio. Still, a lot of members now trying to get this ball cleared out. That's going to be Vuelomeister finally getting it fully cleared. Giorgio now with a hit. Squilly takes it up the wall and knocks it high. Two members of Concordia commit for it, though, as Giorgio lets that actually smartly knock into the corner, so that another hit has to come out from the side of Bethel. Now, ball in the corner. That's a two-man commit as Spidey gets a demo onto Giorgio. Vuelomeister able to knock it back into the corner. It's up and it's centered, and it's just high. Goes off the crossbar, and nobody from the Wildcats able to get there in time. Very lucky on the side of Concordia. As Vuelo goes up, he'll actually end up knocking that into E-Man Football. It goes back into Concordia's corner. Pressure's still heavily in favor of the Wildcats right now. Spiney comes in and knocks that one away from Squilly. Spidey now looking to try and take his turn, as Giorgio is able to take it down and get some good pressure now for the side of Concordia. We'll see if they're able to keep that up. E-Man Football is up next here, but Spidey will get it touched first. Giorgio goes up high to save that one. Vuelo able to keep that in the corner. Going up is Giorgio. Spidey up to stop this, but Vuelo is right here. Knocks it right underneath him. Squilly taking that forward, and Giorgio now the only man back, as Vuelo does get a demo onto Spidey, so that's going to leave it a man advantage in favor of Concordia. But Spidey does get the demo right back onto Giorgio. And a good touch there as E-Man Football gets credited with a shot on goal, but too many defenders in position. 1 minute remaining as this is still tied up. A much closer game than the previous two. And that's going to be a save by Vuelomeister. It goes up, it goes slow. Oh, and that's going to be Spidey sneaking it into the bottom right corner. Squilly knocking it up here. Two members of Concordia go up to try and save it. And Giorgio will touch it almost out, but then Spidey's able to be there to knock it right down into the corner. 2-1 now in favor of the Wildcats. Concordia needs a fast score here to try and get this one into overtime, but that's going to be an unfortunate positioning there as Spinny, I don't even know anymore, as HS knocks it in. Giorgio Banks was there, but just didn't have his car facing the right direction. 3-1. Wildcats in the lead. Giorgio up for that as Squilly tries to take it up and over. Vuelomeister knocking it past on the 50-50 as Spinny knocks it but misses. Squilly knocking that up over Giorgio as this is going to be right in front of the goal. Spinny knocking it right in, but E-Man able to be there in time to get the block. 15 seconds left. Concordia has to pull something big here and able to find this victory. That's a double commit out of Concordia, though, and that's going to be a 5-second goal there, and Spidey is going to find it. You just watch here the double commit between Vuelo and Giorgio, leaving E-Man Football all by himself. He's able to take care of Squilly, but then Spidey coming in up over the top to knock it in. And that will be the end of this best-of-5 series. 4 seconds left here on the clock. It might touch the ground. It does end up touching, and that will be the Bethel Wildcats taking it 3 games to 1. We actually have a very big break now between our next games that are coming up. We have a game, if I can check my schedule very quickly. We have a game coming up at 6:30 against the our Concordia Blue has a game at 6:30 against Carroll University B. At 7:30, they will be playing against California State University. Then at 7:45, Concordia White will be playing against the University of Ottawa Academy, Team A. And then Concordia White will play Midway University at 8:30, and then 8:45 Concordia Blue against Samford Gamers. So we're going to end stream for now, but we will be back at 6:15-ish to get prepped for CUNE Blue playing against Carroll University B. We'll be right back for that action.